What's going on YouTube? This is Mason from Magic Box Disc Golf, and I'm on my way to the Wildwood course right now. And the reason why is because, as you can see in the title, that this is not a course review. Like, why would I be doing another course review of Wildwood Park? Well, I'm not. So, it's been a while since I uploaded. Sorry about that. The weather has just been crappy. I haven't really been getting too many chances to record without just going out and playing casually. So, I finally found some time to go out and record, and I'm going to be playing in this week's tournament for those of you that watch our local, the Spring X-treme. I'm playing that this Sunday in the singles at the Wildwood Park, and for those who don't know or don't live in the area, there's a tournament going on at this course this weekend. So I'm kind of preparing for it, and I'm recording today to talk about shot strategy. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk up to each tee on each hole and talk about what I'm thinking for what I'm going to do with that specific hole for the tournament. So I'm basically going to talk about the kind of drive I'm doing, my disc selection, and what I expect from the shot. And then I'm going to throw the shot, and then I'm going to reflect on it, say, hey, I should probably do this instead of that, or just do whatever. I'm still just going to record one shot. Just the only reason why is because my course reviews tend to be like anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm not really one. Ooh, there's an accident. But anyways, so yeah, I don't really want this video to be that long. I'm kind of trying to shoot for like 15, 20 minutes at the most is what I'm trying to do for this video. So hopefully this turns into a new series of me, because I plan on signing up for more tournaments this year. So hopefully this turned into a new series to where I just, whenever I'm signed up for a tournament, I go to that course, record myself thinking about or discussing to the camera, to you guys, about what I'm thinking on each hole, just the drives. I'm not going to do any approach shots, or unless there's like a very weird case of like a weird approach shot, I might record myself doing an approach shot that's like wild or whatever, but it's only going to be the drives, so you're only going to see the drives. Sorry, no putts. You're not going to see me miss a 5-footer today. Anyways, so darn, that is a crazy crash. Anyways, so yep, I'm on my way to the course now, so I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, here we are at hole 1. The basket's all the way down there. It's the white one. The distance is 292. And I'm going to be throwing this vulture. Now, what I plan on doing is shooting out towards the trees over there. There's a bit of a gap to get it to the basket going that way. You could go over this way where it's much more open, but I like to go out that way. I get a lot more consistent shots going that way. So here goes nothing. And I'm going to be using an ESP vulture. So that was a good distance, probably about like 50, 60 feet from the basket going downhill. The only thing I can really adjust is maybe not throwing it so high. That's pretty much it. Okay, so here we are at hole 2, 252 from the tee, but we're not going to the white one. That's to the white one. We're going to the black top basket all the way under that watchtower. That's where we're going. I'm going to be throwing this new Climo Skyway, and so basically what I'm going to try and do for this shot is I'm going to try to throw it on a little bit of hyzer coming out of my hand. Hopefully it flips up the flat and then comes back to fade right back under the basket. I'd say this whole play is probably like anywhere between 350 to 375. I'll put the actual distance of that basket to this tee on the screen, like right here or wherever. But onto the shot. It flips up. Okay. Ooh, it's in the branches. It went deep, so not a good shot. Probably what I'm probably gonna end up doing is disking down. So probably gonna throw like a 9-speed or a 7-speed on this hole, and try and do the same exact thing as what I just tried to do, but with just a lower speed disc, so I can back up, because I went pretty far with that. And now we're back to this camera view, only for this hole though, just because there's people. There's like a car sitting right next to the tee box on that hole, right next to me. And I didn't really feel like giving a shot breakdown, but this is hole 3 at Wildwood. And so basically you just got to throw it around the baseball field, because the baseball field's out of bounds. And so I threw a disc wrap venom. Basically what I was trying to do was throw it out and around and just have the disc let it naturally do what it does. The venom's a beefy disc, so I just let it come back and do what it wants to do. But I kind of did a little bit of a late release, because I wanted to go in between those 2 trees. If you look back, I wanted to go in between the 2 main trees, but I went in between the branches of the tree on the right, which is a miracle in itself to not hit that. But I'm trying to hit that wide open gap, because I end up going a little bit too far to the right on this shot. So if I make that adjustment, I should be pretty fine with a shot. That's all. Okay, here we are at hole 4, and sorry for the little intermission I had to do for that last hole. So this one is an island hole. You have to cross that ravine that goes across the screen right there. The distance of it is 277. So like I said, it's an island hole, pretty far away. I'm gonna be throwing this this buzz here. This pretty much flies straight and has a little bit of fade at the end, but I'm gonna try and really throw on it, so that way it can kind of have a little bit of turn and then come back towards the basket. It's a raised basket. You can't really see it because the tree in the center is in the way, but it's a raised basket, so kind of have to try and throw higher if you want to ace it. But I'm just playing to get par basically for a tournament. Okay, I did not make the ravine, so I'd be pretty much out of bounds. What I did was I just released super late and threw it way too high. Don't need to be throwing that high. One, just throw it dead straight at the basket. All right, I'm here at hole 5, and this basket is straight ahead. It's the white one down there, 279. All these baskets are white, by the way. I don't need to make that apparent every single hole, but 279. I'm going to be throwing my Star Eagle. My thought process is just throw dead straight at it. I mean, I'm going to throw a little bit harder so that way I can get a little bit of turn, and hopefully it'll come back and fight right under the basket. So let's see how it goes. Didn't quite throw it nearly that hard, but what I think I should have done instead was I should have thrown on Anheuser and not on hyzer. As you saw, as the disc came out of my hand, it was on this kind of angle coming out, and so I should have either thrown it flat or on a little bit of Anheuser, and that's all I really need to do for that. But I got within about 40-50 feet with that shot, so not too bad to just maintain a par score. So we're at hole 6, and basically I'm going to be throwing this blue pig. What I want to do is I want to go on the right side of the fairway here. The pig is a pretty overstable putter, so I'm going to have it come back, have it fade right back towards the basket after throwing kind of towards that tree. That's where I'm kind of aiming at, that tree that's by the road a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. So the one thing I could probably change with that shot is probably just throwing it a tad bit higher, let the disc travel a little bit further, because that's probably like a 30-foot putt right there. So not too bad, but probably need to throw a little bit higher is what I'm thinking. Okay, here at hole 7, 284 feet. We're going to cross the road, and it's right behind that, like the tree that splits into 2. I'm going to be throwing the Soul. This is an understable mid-range, so I'm going to put it on Anheuser, and hopefully it'll just ride that anhyzer angle up to the basket. Going on the left side of the tree. Basically, the only thing I can really change about that shot was probably more angle and throwing it a little bit harder. That's the only thing I did wrong. Okay, hole 9. I'm just going to be throwing my Star Eagle flat to the right of that light pole right there, and hopefully it just fades up to the basket. That's what I'm going with. Threw a little bit too hard on that shot, so I'm either gonna disc down to maybe a mid-range or just throw with less power is probably what I'm thinking. Okay, here we are at hole 10. What I'm thinking is just straight at the basket with this buzz. Try to throw as flat as possible and slightly downwards, so that way maybe if I kick off the ground a little bit, I can scooch up towards the basket. That was just an early release. That was a bad shot, I will admit. So, but yeah, what I'm want to do for the tournament is just aim dead straight at the basket. I'm just tired right now, so aim dead straight at the basket, flat with a buzz. That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, hole 11 is like the shortest hole in the course. It's only 148 feet. What I plan on throwing is this R-Pro Pig. I plan on going on this right side gap, put a little anhyzer on, not throw it too hard, and just have it fade right back to the basket. Let's see how it goes. I just hit the top of the basket, so that was a really good shot. Okay, here we are at hole 12. Just wanted to kind of preface that even though I hit on top of the basket, I should probably throw a little bit lower so I can actually make it in the basket. But I mean, I was just so excited that I just turned off the camera, ran to the disc, and just moved on. But man, yeah, no, that was a really good shot. Like I said, just bring it out a little bit lower, and maybe I might make it in if I do that exact same shot, maybe. But moving on to hole 12, I'm going to be throwing this Green Eagle. It's practically brand new. So what I'm going to be doing is going on this right side gap. There is a left side gap that you can go through here if you sidearm or are lefty. But with this, I'm just going to go above those trees and then have it come back, fade back right to the basket. That's at least my hope, but we'll see. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be throwing a little bit hyzer angle. So like this, so that way you can just slightly flip up to straighten out above the tree and then come back to fade back right to the basket. Well, that was just a misrelease. I threw it a little bit early and I hit a tree. I hit that tree straight up, like right there, and then flipped up the flat, which is what I kind of wanted to do without the tree kick, and then hit another tree and it just died. It's still a good shot, and I'm going to be able to still make par from that, but still not really what I wanted to do. I threw it a little bit early. That's why I can see at least. Okay, hole 13, another short one, but it's going uphill, so it plays about 250. But it says 211 on the sign. That one straight ahead. You already know that from watching my last video. Anyways, so the disc I'm picking is this red R-Pro Pig. The reason why I'm doing a putter on this hole, even though it's 250, is because I throw a buzz, lands in the neighbor's yard across the street. Or not across the street, past the hole. And before I was throwing eagle on this hole, and like I said, I just sent it way past. So it's either I throw the buzz, but softer, or I throw this guy really hard, which I'm about to try that and see how it goes. Okay, so I threw it low, which obviously with a putter, it's not going to really get too much ground action off of the, since it's a putter. So I'm just thinking throw a little bit higher, but I really like that disc selection. I think I'm going to shoot that in the tournament. But so throw higher so that way it allows the pig to get itself back. But like I said, I really like that shot, just too low. Okay, so I think this is how I'm going to do for this series, because I plan on at least reviewing the course before signing up for a tournament for it. So I think what I'm going to do for these last 6 holes, just to try and speed things up, is only talk about the disc I'm throwing and the shot I'm doing with the disc. The reason why is because the course reviews are going to be just a general layout of the course. These videos are going to be covering, before I play in a tournament, what to throw is basically what I'm thinking is going to be the format for this series. So moving on, buzz, throwing it flat, right at the basket, straight, just a straight shot. Okay, hit an impressive gap there, but not the gap I was wanting to hit. Basically, I released early, and so basically, like I said, I just wanted to throw dead straight with this wide open fairway. But no, my arm decides, hey, let's go on the left side and just have the buzz just turn itself over towards the basket. Not what Mason wants to do, but it's whatever. So yeah, going forward, it's just going to be the disc, the type of shot, and then after the shot's done, reflection on what I can do better. That's going to be the format for this series. Okay, I'm at hole 15. The disc I'm throwing is the R Pro Pig, this blue one that I have, and I'm literally just going to throw on this side, kind of going out above the fence and bring it back in. Just a simple hyzer shot, going out and around on hyzer and hopefully parking it under the basket. So I barely made the island with that shot. So I'm just going to throw it with like 5% or 10% more power. Just because, I mean, I'm still like within a putt. So I'm going to par the hole, hopefully. But throwing a little bit harder will get me to where I need to be, right under the basket or by the basket. Okay, hole 16. The disc I'm throwing is my Buzz OS. And essentially, I am going to try to throw an anhyzer straight at the basket. Hopefully it holds that anhyzer for a little bit and then flips, or not flips, but then fades at the end, going up the hill. Usually whenever I throw, I'm just gonna cut the shot. Okay, so I threw that going to the left. I need to throw that going to the right. Now, what kind of worries me is that tree right across this little stream right here. Is if I throw too far to the right, I could collide with that and not make past the road, which I don't think is OB, but I still want to get past the road at the very least to make a decent upshot up to the basket. So throw a little bit harder and to the right is what I'm going to try to correct. Basically what I wanted to do was, or what I needed to do instead was go basically out wider with my shot, or yeah, wider with the anhyzer shot, because I skipped into the road. That's going to be OB in the tournament. So, well, it's OB in general, but so go out wider with my anhyzer, maybe a little bit less anhyzer, and I should be good for that shot. Okay, here I am at hole 18. I don't know if you could really tell, but the whole entire like day is probably like shifted, is because I didn't die. My phone died before I could record this hole and the last hole, figures, the last 2 holes. But for this hole, I'm going to be going with the Climo Skyway, this purple one that I have. And so basically my shot is going to be like an anhyzer over this tree to the right. And I'm just going to try and launch it as hard as I can. Try and go as far as I possibly can as possible, because this is a big hole. It's 364 feet. So I need big distance on this. I'm just going to try and rip it as hard as I can on anhyzer. Hopefully it comes back. Oh my. Watch out! Okay, obviously I can't throw that far to hit that guy, but basically, I just put too much anhyzer on that. I think I need to throw that disc flat, because it just turned and turned and turned, and it took a while before it finally got back. So, so throw that disc flat, and probably still the same kind of height. So that's all I really need to do. All right, this is hole 19. The disc I'm going to throw is the Arpo Pig, and I'm going to go to the left of the tree right there, down in the middle. I'm going to go to the right of it and let the pigs fade, come on back towards the basket on top of the hill. Kind of like that, and I did end up by the basket. But I just went a little bit too wide for what I wanted to do for that shot. I don't have to go out that wide for it. So just any sort of just hydro shot around that tree specifically will pretty much do you any good, pretty much. Will do me good in the tournament. All right, we're back to the truck, and I have these cool shades on, not because I did well. It's because all the sun is like beating down on this side, and I need to be able to see the drive. Anyways, but apparently I need to be wearing shades while I while I throw the disc off the drives to be able to see the drive. I don't know, that was a very lame joke. Whatever. Anyways, so on I think hole 14, I said something to the effect of the format for these types of videos is going to be just a shot, or the disc, the kind of shot that I plan on throwing, the shot that I throw, me actually throwing the disc, and then a little reflection of what I need to correct in order to, I guess, play well on that hole. So the disc I throw, the shot, like the shot that I want to throw, the shot that I actually do end up throwing, and a reflection. Those are the four aspects of each hole, of each drive that I record in this series. And the course review is just going to be just showing off the course, basically explaining each hole, essentially. I might even start showing the map, or the little zoom out, top-down view of each hole for that series, for the course review. So that way it's an actual, like, you know, shows you the course. But based on how I just played each hole off of my drives, I can't really tell or say how well I'm going to play in this tournament. Not that I'm not confident, but I tweaked my ankle, my planting foot ankle, the one where, you know, you plant your foot down and you spin like a ballerina and throw the disc. I tweaked that like halfway through the through recording, so the second half of the course was like kind of like me slightly injured, or just, and not injured but uncomfortable. Like I tweaked it, so it's up in the air how well I'll do. But from my understanding, when playing in tournaments, or at least is what I've been told, is that you want to play for par. You're not wanting to shoot the lights out of the course. You're not wanting to get birdie, 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 birdie. You just want to play for par, play safe, and be consistent. Basically, this video is me showing you guys what I would do off each drive. Because first off, the course review, I was not as good as I am now, because I just got fresh back into disc golf, like I said in my introduction video, and Wildwood was the first course review on the channel. So that recording of me was basically trying to get back into the groove of throwing discs and playing disc golf on a regular basis. Now I've been playing for the past, however long this channel's been up, consistently, at least once or twice a week, each week, besides like the very wintry months. I took some time off of that, but yeah, so I've gotten better, I would say, or no, I wouldn't say better. I would say more consistent in my game. So hopefully you saw that, because I don't know how I played. I think I finished even in my video, but in this video it was just drives. So most of the putts that I had, or most of the drives that I had, were easy pars, I would say. Besides a few of the ones that went out of bounds, I would say I could easily get par, but who knows? Tournament nerves may hit me again, and I crap the bed like I did last time. I literally went plus 12 in 2 rounds when I went even on the course just a couple weeks before the first time around. So we'll see. I'll upload a video whenever after the tournament is over and I'm on my way home from the tournament. I'll do a video on that. But as far as how this series of videos is going to go, it's just going to be the drives, not going to be any putts. The course review I'll do every single shot on the course. I don't know, I guess the video is going to be, those videos are going to be longer. These ones are, I'm going to try to make them shorter. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Zero idea. So we'll just have to see. And yeah, so thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.